everyone at Perrywood, I hope you're all well and keeping safe. I've decided today that I'm going to make some cookies as I'm having a very lazy Saturday. I have got all my ingredients ready, so I'm going to run through the ingredients with you and then I will go into making it. I've got 225 grams of self-raising flour, which hopefully you can see there. I have got 100 grams of brown sugar and 125 grams of caster sugar in there. There is 125 grams of softened butter, 1 lightly beaten egg. We're going to use half a teaspoon of salt and a teaspoon of vanilla extract. You don't really need that if you don't have it. Then we've got the important bit, 100 grams of chocolate chips, milk chocolate. And you meant to use 200 grams, but I wanted to use 100 grams of white chocolate instead. Now, I didn't have white chocolate chips, so I've cut up a chocolate bar. So, let's get on to baking. First of all, you'll need your parents' help. Please make sure you get them to preheat the oven at 180 degrees or gas mark 4. You must get your parents to do that, please. It's very dangerous if you do it yourself, and be safe. First of all, we are going to cream the butter with the sugar, which basically means mix them together. What I will say as well before you start this, make sure you wash your hands. Hopefully you're washing your hands regularly anyway, and hopefully you've been out in the garden. But if you're bored of the garden and want to do something different, hopefully you'll have all of these things in your kitchen. Right, we're going to tune back in once I've finally finished mixing this butter and sugar. Okay everyone, my butters and sugars have been creamed together, as you can see there. So now I'm going to add my lightly beaten egg. In it goes. Get as much of that out as you can. And I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Here we go. And then, if you haven't already guessed it, we're just going to combine that. So mix it up a little bit, so it all get mixed in together. And it should look a little bit sloppy at this point, but that means it's looking good. Right. Now that I have combined those things and I'm starting to get a gooey mixture, I've got my teaspoon here just to get any excess off. We don't want to lose any of that tasty cookie mix. I am going to sift in my flour. Now, I've lost my sieve, so I'm going to use this. If you have a sieve, use it. If you don't have a sieve, just use what you got. I wouldn't worry too much. It does the same job. And if you lose a bit, I also wouldn't worry. So we sift that in. Doesn't take too long. Now I'm also going to add my half a teaspoon of salt. I don't know why you have to add half a teaspoon of salt, but that's what the recipe says, so that's what we're going to add. In that there. And then, if you haven't already guessed it, we're going to mix again. And while I mix this, actually, I'm going to add my chocolate chips now, so they get fully mixed in. $100 grams of milk chocolate chips, and 100 grams of white chocolate. Now the white chocolate was a bar that I've cut up. Don't make the pieces too small, but if they're too big, like this one, I'm going to take that out and just try and break it, because it's too big. If it's too big, the cookie won't sort of set properly and it will make a hole in your cookie. Now this looks very, very chocolatey. Right, I'm going to tune back in once this is all mixed together.